Xbox and PlayStation, lifelong rivals. Only one can win the generation. Let's find out who it is. My name is Mikey, and welcome to Tech Tuesday. We're still doing this? Alright guys, so we're going to be talking about the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5. Now, we're going to be doing this in a point-based system, depending on the different categories that we talk about. And we're going to conclude, after 3 years, which console still holds up as the best. Now, the first thing I want to talk about with the consoles are the specs of them. Now, pretty much what the specs are what makes the console move and what makes it work in the first place. And as you can see with both consoles, they run at really high performances and they're able to handle things such as 8K. But if we delve deeper, we can see that the Xbox actually has a stronger CPU, which means that it processes stuff faster, it will get you into the game faster, and the Xbox also has a stronger GPU by 12 teraflops as opposed to 10, which means that the Xbox actually has a graphical advantage in comparison to the PlayStation 5. So Xbox gets 1 point for this round. The next thing I want to talk about is the looks of the console itself. Now, the consoles are both amazing looking consoles. I love the sleek matte finish of the Xbox One, but I also admire the space-like design of the PS5. They're both incredible in their aspects. As you can see with the Xbox, the design is very symmetrical. On any side that you put it on, you can put it vertical or horizontal. If you put it vertical, you'll actually be able to see a pattern, and that pattern is not powered by anything. That is just the way that they were able to get the paint, and it looks fantastic. While the PlayStation 5 is a little more asymmetrical if you get the disc version, but it has this sleek matte finish on the white, but then it decides to go for a glossy finish on the insides of the PlayStation, the black part, which is an interesting choice. I would have gone for matte myself, but they both look fantastic. Now, both consoles work within their own right, but if we're talking about the design of the consoles, Xbox is going to have to get the point here, because not only can it fit anywhere, it can be vertical, horizontal, and it'll look fine, but it's also a lot smaller than the PlayStation, about half the size. And the PlayStation, while it looks really cool, it stands out a lot. And even though the PlayStation 5 comes with a disc mount that you can put it horizontally with, it just doesn't look that good. The bottom side, since it has the disc drive, it just looks very wonky and it looks out of place. So Xbox is gonna have to get the point over here. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the controllers. Now, the controllers for both the Series X and the PS5 are amazing controllers. I have an Xbox One controller myself. I've been an Xbox user for about 6 years, and this design, this is the design for the One S and the One X versions, because the OG One design is a little bit different, as the top part is glossy over here. But this is my favorite controller. I've loved this controller. It's fantastic. And the Series S and X just get even better. I actually have a Series S controller that I will show you. Jorge! There's no controller! Please leave me alone! Alright, so we couldn't find it, but I have had my hands on it, and it has a really grippy feel as opposed to this one. This one's a lot more shiny, so you don't get as much grip, but on the Series X controller, it has a lot more grip. It also has a share button that should be right in the center over here. The sticks are a lot better, the D-pad is a lot better. It's just a fantastic controller, and it's an upgrade in every way possible. But, and that's a really strong but, the PlayStation 5 delivers on a whole nother level in terms of controller. The DualSense is one of the best controllers I've ever seen in my entire life. And I think that it tops any controller in the market right now. Let me break down for you guys just how fantastic the DualSense is. First of all, it has something called haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, something that the Xbox Series X does not have. That means that when you click down on the controllers, it will react depending on what you're doing. If you're shooting, it'll bounce back, and it's just amazing. Not only does it have that, it has built-in speakers and a built-in mic, so if you don't have a microphone, you really have no excuse. You can use your controller as one. It's fantastic. It also has a touchpad that they also got from the DualShock 4, and the controller, it just looks amazing. all the aspects of it sound amazing. It's just really next gen, which is what I wanted to talk about. Because when I think of next gen, I think of going from one step to another. The Xbox played it really safe this time, while the PlayStation was able to innovate on a level that nobody thought was possible. And that's why PlayStation is going to get the point in the controller. Next, I want to talk about the games. Now, the games for both the consoles, third party, are the exact same. If you're just a casual gamer and you get any console, you will be fine. But the games on the PlayStation and their closed environment, because of their first party studios such as Spider-Man and God of War, those IPs are so strong that they're able to switch one person from one console to another, which is why I'm actually doing it myself. PlayStation is going to get the point for that one. Now finally, I just want to talk about if the upgrade is worth it. From Xbox One to the Series X, I would say that the upgrade is not needed, at least as it stands. We have Cloud Play to play Series X games, and the Xbox One market, you're able to play with people on Series X regardless. And with Cloud Play, there's like no reason to, and unless you really want those specs, and unless you really want that high def, I would say go for it. But as it stands right now, I am fine with my Xbox One. Now from PS4 to PS5, the same thing can be argued. Having these consoles at the time it stands right now, even 3 years later, it's not that needed. I think they created the consoles way too early, and now they're gonna suffer because of it. But in general, if you're to switch from one generation to another, I would say get the PS5, which is why the PS5 will get the point for this, because switching from the One to the Series X is like switching from an Xbox One to an Xbox 1.5, where switching from a PS4 to a PS5, you can see the difference. It was like the Xbox 360. What a big jump that was. The sales were out of the market, and then they plopped. They failed. They lost E3 against the PS4, and now they're building the way back up. And this console, the Series X, don't let me say that I'm not saying it's a horrible console. Get the console if you want it. But in terms of next gen, in terms of being the stronger console of the generation, the PlayStation 5 completely destroys any competition on the market right now, including the Nintendo. Because if you look at the sales, the PS5 has sold out absolutely everywhere the first year it was made, and maybe that's just due to production, but it's just a testament to how many people want this. I mean, look at Kai Cenat. He went to New York, he was gonna go give them away. Did you see the destruction that happened over there for this console? Consoles are nothing more than glorified PCs, and you can just tell how much this is wanted and needed in the gaming ecosystem right now. So in terms of both the consoles, both are amazing. And as I said, the Xbox has better specs. It has the better looking console, and the console that will fit wherever you want it to. But in terms of who is winning the generation, who is taking care of the games, who is upgrading the controllers, who is getting rid of the competition by just absolutely destroying with everything that they have to offer, literally stealing Game Pass and putting it on their platform, the PlayStation wins the generation. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this, because these videos take me a long time to make. I make shorts every day, so if you want to enjoy some of those, go ahead. But this was Tech Tuesday. I will see you guys next week.